Welcome to the Mary Potter Podcast. This week, we're taking a magical probe into two wild tales of magic and fantastic creatures from the wizarding world of flash fiction. So get ready for some wild rides this time.
Yeah, we've got a journey to a hidden lunar civilization, and then we're gonna witness a queen empowered by the very land she defends.
That's right. Two incredibly imaginative flash fiction stories are lined up for you today, and each one takes a well-known setting, the moon and ancient Britain, and infuses them both with a potent dose of magic, leading to some truly unexpected and surprising scenarios.
Absolutely.
First, we're launching ourselves to the moon. Forget what you think you know about our silent satellite, because this flash fiction story, The Moon's Magician, reveals a secret history, and also a lone figure with this almost impossible task of saving the Earth from a cosmic catastrophe. So our magical probe this week aims to understand the nature of this hidden lunar civilization and the immense power that it once wielded.
Yeah, and what's immediately striking about this story is its audacious premise, right? I mean, we tend to view space, through a scientific lens. So the introduction of an ancient and magical civilization right there on the moon, it forces us to reconsider our assumptions about what's out there and what might have been.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're constantly finding out new things about space all the time.
Yep.
And so picture this. Astronauts on a routine mission to the moon stumble upon something that is utterly extraordinary. Deep in a crater, they find this ancient stone temple crumbling with age. And it's covered in these intricate spiral carvings, definitely not the kind of geological feature NASA briefed them on. So what's your initial thought when you hear about something like that?
Well, my mind immediately leaps to the what ifs, right? What kind of beings created this structure? What was their level of understanding about the cosmos and the spiral carvings, right? Symbols often hold, deep meaning. Could these be a form of writing, maybe a map, or perhaps even a key to the power within? Dr. Patel's excitement in the story really captures that sense of profound discovery.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, imagine finding that and not knowing, what it is or what it was for or who made it. I mean, that would be incredible.
Yeah, and it changed everything, right? Our whole view of the universe, the history of everything.
Right. And the mystery deepens when a figure emerges from this ancient temple. Not a ghost, not an alien in a spacesuit, but just a frail old man in tattered robes. He doesn't exactly offer a friendly wave, though. He calls them intruders and then drops this ominous line about Earth being a dying ember, but with a chance. So what do you make of his initial pronouncements? I mean, why is he so cryptic?
Well, his words, I think, immediately established a sense of urgency and hint at a much larger narrative. Dying ember suggests a planet facing some kind of threat, right? And his mention of a chance implies that this lunar civilization, or maybe even this individual himself, holds some key to the Earth's survival. And the fact that he refers to these astronauts as intruders also suggests a long period of isolation and perhaps even a desire to keep their secrets hidden. Right?
Yeah, he's been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
All by himself. Then comes the really mind-bending part of this story, right? This seemingly frail old man starts conjuring these shimmering runes, which isn't exactly standard astronaut fare. And Dr. Patel, who's the astrobiologist, realizes that he's tracking a comet, but this isn't just any icy rock, flying through space. Mission Control actually confirms it's a massive unidentified object on a direct collision course with Earth.
Wow.
And it's much larger than they initially estimated. So how does the story pivot so quickly from a historical discovery to an imminent global threat?
Well, it's a fantastic narrative hook, isn't it? I mean, it raises the stakes exponentially. The discovery of the past suddenly becomes directly relevant to the survival of the present. It forces these seemingly disparate elements, ancient lunar magic and modern space exploration to intersect at this moment of crisis.
Right. I mean, it's almost like they were meant to find him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It makes you wonder.
Yeah. So this magician, who looks like a stiff breeze, might knock him over, starts cackling, which is a rather dramatic reaction, I would say.
Yeah.
And he claims he has a trick up his sleeve. And what follows is pure magical spectacle, right? He starts chanting, he's radiating energy, and those spiral symbols on the temple walls start to flare, almost as if they're waking up.
Right.
And Dr. Patel then has this incredible epiphany. It's an ancient lunar power network. So what kind of image does that conjure for you? What does that look like?
Well, it suggests a civilization that not only existed on the moon, but had mastered a way to harness its energy on a planetary scale.
Yeah.
Think of it almost like a vast forgotten infrastructure drawing power from the moon itself. And the fact that the temple acts as a central node, those glowing symbols, implies a sophisticated understanding of how to channel and direct this
Yeah,
energy.
so it's like this energy grid
Yeah.
across the entire moon. And this power isn't just for show, by the way. A beam of light shoots from the temple and actually alters the comet's trajectory, so it works. But the magician's clearly straining. He's crying out that it's not enough, and he's visibly weakening. And this is when Commander Jensen, who's the astronaut, he steps up.
Okay.
And he instructs Patel to calculate optimal positions for the lunar rovers to essentially mirror the temple grid. Talk about a leader thinking on their feet. So what does this action tell you about humanity in the face of the impossible?
Well, I think it highlights our capacity for ingenuity and our willingness to adapt and collaborate, even in the most unbelievable, circumstances. Jensen, a man of science and technology, is willing to embrace the magical and use his resources in an attempt to amplify its power. It's a testament to human resourcefulness and the understanding that sometimes the solutions lie in unexpected combinations, science and magic.
Right, and it's interesting too because he's going off of what he's seeing and what he's understanding from the magician, but he has no idea if it's going to, work or not.
Right. It's a huge leap of faith, to think that they can contribute in that way.
Absolutely. And in this desperate act of lunar choreography, it works, right? They align the rovers, and Jensen does his best to imitate the magician's chanting. This is truly remarkable.
Yeah.
Leap of faith, their headlights flare, and the entire network pulses with energy, and the comet shifts again, just enough to narrowly miss the Earth. So we're talking a cosmic close call here. So what's the significance of the Earthlings playing such an active role in this magical event?
Well, I think it's a crucial element. The story isn't just about a powerful, forgotten magic saving the day. It emphasizes the importance of human agency and our ability to contribute even when faced with forces beyond our initial comprehension. By understanding the principles at play, the geometric alignment of the power network, and by offering their own technological resources, the astronauts become active participants in their own salvation.
Right, they become a vital part of this magical process.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the story concludes on this poignant note. They find that the old magician has passed away, but there's this sense of peace, like a serene smile on his face, and Commander Jensen is left with this profound feeling of wonder.
Wow.
So it really makes you contemplate, doesn't it? I mean, this whole story is really makes you think.
Absolutely. The key takeaway here isn't just the thrilling escape from cosmic disaster. It's the revelation of a lost history, the demonstration of immense power tied to the moon, and then the crucial role that human ingenuity and collaboration played in averting the catastrophe. It suggests that the universe might hold wonders and powers that we can scarcely imagine,
Right.
and that our own ability to learn and adapt could be our greatest strength.
Right. We're more powerful than we think we are, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for our next magical probe, we are leaving the cold vacuum of space and journeying back in time to ancient Britain.
Okay.
Our next flash fiction story, Queen Boudica's Revolt, isn't just a historical account of a rebellion, though.
Right.
It's a tale where Celtic magic and the raw power of nature itself ignite a fierce uprising against the Roman Empire. So what's particularly captivating about this story?
Well, Boudica is already a formidable figure in in history, right?
Yeah.
A symbol of resistance against oppression.
Mm-hmm.
This flash fiction story kind of amplifies her legendary status by weaving in elements of ancient Celtic magic, making her a force of nature in more ways than one.
Yeah, she's definitely a legendary figure.
Yeah.
So the scene is set with the relentless advance of the Roman legions, but Boudica, with her iconic fiery red hair, doesn't just feel anger. She feels the land's primal rage mirroring her own.
Right.
It's as if she's a living embodiment of Britannia's spirit.
Right.
So, what does this connection to the land suggest about the source of her power? Where is she getting this power from?
Well, it strongly implies that her power isn't just personal. It's deeply intertwined with the land she seeks to protect. This aligns with many ancient cultures that believed in a spiritual connection to nature. The idea that that the land itself is rising up in defiance, channeled through Boudica, adds this powerful, almost mythical dimension to her rebellion.
Right, and it's not just in her mind. She really does have these powers.
Yeah.
And the Druids, often associated with the mystical aspects of Celtic culture,
Yeah.
have magically enhanced her. And we're talking strength beyond human measure.
Right.
And a voice capable of controlling the very wind. So how does this infusion of magic change our perception of Boudica's historical role?
Well, it elevates her, from a historical figure leading a rebellion to something akin to, a mythical hero imbued with, divine or natural power. It suggests that that her resistance wasn't just political or military. It was also a spiritual battle against an invading force that that threatened not only her people but the very essence of their land and their beliefs
And their way of life.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when the uprising begins, it's not just swords clashing. Boudica rallies her warriors with a roar that makes the earth tremble.
Yeah.
And then, incredibly, she wills a storm into being.
Wow.
So imagine the psychological impact on both sides of that battlefield. I mean, you show up to a battle, and the other side's conjuring a storm. I mean, that's got to be pretty scary.
Yeah. Terrifying. Yeah. For Boudica's warriors, it would serve as an incredible morale boost, right? A sign that the gods or even the very forces of nature were on their side. And for the Romans, witnessing such a display of power, a storm seemingly summoned at the will of their enemy,
Right.
it would undoubtedly sow fear and uncertainty, challenging their rational, disciplined worldview. It's like, what are we even up against here?
Right. How do you fight something like that?
Exactly. So the battle scenes are described with this incredible intensity, right? Boudica fighting like a whirlwind, her spear unleashing lightning, her touch burning Roman soldiers. So she's not just leading, she's a force of magical destruction on the battlefield. Yet the Roman discipline initially holds.
And it's a fascinating contrast, isn't it? Raw magical power versus disciplined military might. So how does this story sort of play with these two ideas?
Well, I think it highlights that magic, even potent magic, isn't necessarily an instant solution, right?
Yeah.
Discipline, training, and strategy still play a crucial role. The story creates this compelling tension by showing Boudica's extraordinary abilities, being tested against this formidable Roman war machine.
Right, because they're still they're still a force to be reckoned with. They're a very disciplined army.
Yeah.
But then Boudica taps into an even deeper power, right?
Right.
She focuses on a sacred oak grove, and she chants this ancient invocation, and the ground doesn't just shake. Thick roots lash out, physically crushing Roman formations. And the storm just intensifies, driving the enemy into complete panic. So this is where the story really leans into the magical element as a decisive force. What makes this moment so pivotal?
Well, I think this moment underscores the profound connection between Boudica and her people and the land.
Yeah.
The sacred oak grove, a place of spiritual significance becomes a conduit for an even more primal magic, right? It's as if the very earth is rising up to defend itself against the invaders, and amplifying Boudica's power in this truly awe-inspiring way.
And the way she's able to connect with the land and draw from that power is really something. And her warriors witnessing this fight with a renewed ferocity. I mean, if you saw your leader doing that, I mean, I'd be fired up too.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the Roman lines finally break, and even amidst the carnage of victory, it's clear that this is just the beginning, right? Boudica stands there, this powerful figure, promising future battles. The Romans have been defeated, but more importantly, they've experienced the magic of this land firsthand.
Right.
So what does this initial victory signify in the larger context of the rebellion? I mean, how important is this victory?
Well, yeah, this victory, fueled by magic and this righteous anger, serves as this powerful symbol of hope, and also as a demonstration of the strength that comes from unity and connection to the to the land. It shows the Romans that they're not just facing a conventional military force, but a people who are deeply connected to their spiritual and natural heritage, a force that can wield powers that they don't understand. However, the ending wisely reminds us that one battle doesn't win a war, and the fight for freedom will continue.
Right. It's one battle.
Yeah.
In a much longer.
Exactly.
Battle.
Yeah.
So two incredibly different flash fiction stories.
Yes.
Both offering this magical twist on familiar settings. We've seen a hidden civilization on the moon with the power to save the Earth, and a queen in ancient Britain channeling the very essence of her land to fight against an empire.
Right.
So what overarching themes connect these two tales for you?
Well, but both stories, despite their vastly different settings and types of magic, explore this theme of hidden power, right? Powers that lie dormant until a moment of crisis. Mm-hmm. They also highlight the potential for unexpected forces to shape history,
right,
and influence the fate of civilizations. And in both cases, there's this sense of wonder and the idea that the world around us might hold more mysteries than we currently comprehend.
Right. Much more than we can even imagine, I think. So
Yeah.
Consider this, right? If a forgotten power existed on our closest celestial neighbor, what other secrets might the universe hold?
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
I mean, it really does. And if a historical figure could wield magic tied to the land, what other legendary individuals might have possessed abilities that history has just overlooked, right?
Right, exactly.
So many possibilities.
Yeah.
I mean, it really broadens the scope of possibility, doesn't it?
It certainly does. These flash fiction stories, they encourage us to embrace the fantastical and to consider the potential for, the extraordinary to, exist alongside the ordinary. They spark our imagination and remind us that the line between, myth and reality might be more blurred than we often believe.
Right. There's magic out there if you look for it.
Absolutely.
Well, we hope this magical probe into these flash fiction stories has ignited your imagination and offered you a thrilling glimpse into the more magical corners of the wizarding world. There are always more wild tales waiting to be uncovered. So rate and follow the Mary Potter podcast for more captivating stories.